In terms of a technical ride, so many other people have done reviews that speak to that. So really all I can do is let you know my impressions and talk about it from a motorcycle enthusiast's point of view.
G'day riders, this is Mr. Kiwi Rider. Mrs. Kiwi Rider is currently heading up the country on her first all-ladies rally. The babes on bikes. Lady riders, you rock. Have a great time. So when the cat's away, the mice will play. I'm going to head down to our local McIver and Veach and see if they'll let me take the FXDR for a demo ride. This is my first ever real demo ride. Let's see what happens.
Well, I'm popping my demo cherry on an FXDR. This one's been customized a bit. New pipes, new air cleaner, new T-bar bars. So the ride will be very different than stock, I imagine. It feels kind of cool. I'm not uncomfortable. I'm going to take a good long ride today. Ooh, that rear wheel is big. So turning, very, very different than the street bulb. That last corner, wow, I have to take that into account. Let's see what she can do. Wow, you can feel the bike rolling on that rear wheel. Loving the ride at the moment. That's nice and smooth. The seating position with these aftermarket bars on them. I'm sitting up fairly straight. It feels good. I'm not overextending my legs. I'm not overextending my arms. It's got the 114 in it, so it's 7 cubic inches bigger than my bike. The mirrors are quite narrow. I'm sort of having to look out past my arms to see. I had that on the street bulb as well. I had to put the longer mirrors on it. Yep, feel that rolling on the back wheel there. Very different turning than the street bulb. Alright, let's get up to 80 here. Responsive. It did what I asked it to do. Very comfortable ride so far. As I say, different bars, so a different setup than stock. Everything's really compact in the front there. I'm used to obviously the digital dash. It's got an interesting position in the market, I think, this drag inspired bike. Big rear wheel, made for going fast on the straight. Here in New Zealand we've got so many windy roads. I'm just taking these first few corners quite wearily, just because of that big rear wheel. Once it's turning and rolling, it keeps in position quite well. This is super fun so far. I feel like this has a lower centre of gravity than the street bob, and maybe what it lacks in handling with that large rear wheel, it makes up for it with a low centre of gravity. Feels really stable on the road. Counter steer into it, that was a lovely turn. That felt really secure actually. I enjoyed that. Keep an eye on this traffic here. Nice, I can hear the engine bouncing off those vehicles. As I say, this is my first real demo ride for whatever reason, and I've got to say I'm quite pleased that it's the FXDR. It's been one of the most divisive Harley-Davidson bikes in recent times. And when it first came out, there was a lot of people that really didn't like the look of it. And I'm not sure how I felt about it either. But over the time, the look's really grown on me. I think it's been beautifully put together. And obviously with customizations, you can really make it your own. I think this one looks particularly good with the aftermarket bars. Just raising that bar position up somewhat. I guess it takes it out of that drag style position and more into a cruiser type position. And obviously not having ridden it with the drag bars, I can't comment on the handling, how it's different, but with these T-bars it feels like I'm really enjoying this handling. Really enjoying this handling. Wow, that's very easy to go fast on. I'm really having to force myself to stick to speed limit here. It just feels like it wants to get up and go. And I imagine, it's been made that way. But I could get myself in a bit of trouble here if I'm not careful. This ride has been exceptional so far. The seat's really nice. Nice and broad. I can really feel this machine is itching to go fast. I, of course, am not itching to pay any kind of speeding fine. The grip position on this bike is a lot further in than the bar position on the Hollywood bars that I've got on the street bulb. And I feel like it's really helping in terms of making this bike quite nimble, quite responsive to counter steering. I'm enjoying this, I really am. Let's get up past this fella. I'm loving cornering on this. Absolutely loving it. Let's see what this girl can do on some twisties. 45 degrees here. Let's lean into this. when you get that positioning right, it takes corners rather nicely, I think. I know some people have found that it doesn't. Corners and hills. Let's see how it does. That rear wheel did feel a bit large around that one. Could have been just me. But once you throw that into a counter steer and it finds its position, it feels pretty good to me anyway. Let's pull up here. Let's get a good look at it. That's an attractive bike, and after riding it, I'm even more attracted to it, to be honest. As I say, the look of it is a bit different than your stock, with those bars, the air cleaner and the pipes. Those bars I'm really enjoying. I really like the orange accents on it. Obviously they can be changed up, the covers and what have you. But in terms of how this bike starts out, I think it's an attractive bike. Better take it home, I suppose. Well, back to its home anyway. Quite like to take it home. Not sure how Mrs. Kiwi Rider would feel about that. She'd come around, I'm sure. Man, love that throaty rumble. A little bit hard to get the foot around the air cleaner to get to that brake. Not too bad, I'm sure once you get used to it, once you set the bike up the way you want it, not the end of the world. There's a few times I've been slightly wary because I thought the pegs were going to scrape, but they're clearly in a very different position than the street bob. So leaning, you can clearly get quite a good lean on this. This old coast road, a very, very beautiful and very fun part of the ride. Nice open road speed. Some corners in there for interest, but not overly taxing. Lovely curves. It's a hell of a fun bike. It's a fun bike, and you would have this bike for fun. Of course, how we ride, we do need space for luggage and what have you, so in terms of justifying having two Harley-Davidsons at this point in life, I'm not sure I could do that. But I think if I had a big stack of cash fall on my lap, I would definitely buy something like this. Because this is super fun. At 50 kilometers an hour, I mean, this bike is wasted. It's certainly not your round town runabout. In some ways, and it might be just me, but I feel like this big rear tyre, apart from that corner, is something of an asset, and it may be just how I ride, I don't know. But as it rolls into those corners, it feels neat and stable, especially at the higher speeds. Man, you ask this bike to go faster and it does it gladly. Well, this has been a hell of a ride. For a first demo, I think I picked right. As I say, this bike is probably one of the most divisive in recent times. I've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. It may be the slightly different setup, I don't know. I haven't found too many issues with that massive rear wheel. Time to drop it back. I think I'm going to feel a bit sad about that, to be honest. Whoa.